IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru and welcome to the season finale of Football Twaddle. We are done. We are done for this season. And this season started in 2017 August. We've just been recording non-stop since 2017 August.
Last summer because of the World Cup.
Yes. And that is Kumar Khanna's
Hey
voice.
guys.
Important cog in this whole machine. Another important cog
is stuck in the traffic.
is stuck in traffic. Yeah. Role reversal at last. Finally, Baru is stuck in traffic and Khanna is with us. Ah, man, 2 years. We deserve a break. At least a month off, right?
Yeah, man. And like, there's nothing
Can you stop
happening.
messaging on the season finale at least?
I am.
Don't say you're looking for stats. You don't even know what we're going to talk about yet.
That's why I'm making up stats now.
Yeah, 2 years, man. We started with that August. And then we moved to IVM in, I think, November, December.
November, yeah.
And
November
then,
17, right?
yes. And then we went
And
to...
we've been pretty consistent as well.
We've done every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least you can't doubt us or fault us for effort and dedication. It takes quite a lot actually to come in week in and week out and do...
Yeah, especially, when you consider our friend comes from Mira Road.
Yeah. And for people who don't know what Mira
That's
Road
like
is...
50 kilometers from here.
It's like traveling from Lyon to England for recording a podcast. Anyway, what do we talk this week? So the first half of the show we'll talk about Nations League because Kumar Khanna bothered watching it. And in the second half of the show, if you've seen us on our Instagram handle, our man Arush is on the ground in France watching the Women's World Cup. So we will get Arush on the phone to talk about Women's World Cup. And Kumar also has been watching the Women's World Cup. I obviously haven't been doing any of it, because I had to watch a movie called Total Dhamal over the weekend and it's taken me some time to recover from it. So Kumar, let's start.
Yeah, I've been like watching everything except the Cricket World Cup.
Oh man, that was so good, Cricket World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough of rain falling and the covers on the pitch that you can watch, right?
Yes, thank God for rain. South Africa has 1 point now. Yeah, just to deviate on this, who do you think is going to win the Cricket World Cup?
The rains?
Abhi, rain ke baad, the real winner. Rain won't lift the trophy.
Rain will be the real winner.
So who's...
cricket is the real winner.
Yeah, sure. Who's going to lift the World Cup?
I
Jaldi.
think India.
India?
Yeah.
Why?
जल्दी करना था इसीलिए.
अच्छा.
Because I'm a proud nationalist.
Cool. And what do you think are the prospects of my favorite team, Bangladesh? I hope they reach a semi-final.
They won't now. They could have beaten Sri Lanka today, but because of the rain, they are only getting 1 point.
Oh, that match is washed out.
Yes.
Oh God.
And there's a high probability that India-Pakistan is going to be washed out.
Yeah, that's okay.
Think of all the fans who've traveled specially for that match.
Dude, that's okay. It would be better than some idiot called Babar beating India. Imagine, Babar ने फिर से इंडिया को हराया. हमारे लाइफ में 600 साल हो गया. Modi is of no relevance if Babar beats India, no? What's the point of it? Anywho, let's talk about Nations League, a tournament which clearly was not affected by rain. Yeah. I thought other people also would be playing, but apparently there's just 4 games this weekend.
Yeah, so that's the whole structure of the league, right?
Dude, I didn't really bother. I thought...
I've been a big fan of the Nations League because, instead of like boring summer friendlies, you get good competitive matches, which has happened throughout the league.
Yeah,
so
you know what's a better idea?
Yeah.
Just give rest to players after they've played the entire season.
No, but then how do the national team managers plan their squads?
Not post-season. Do it when the season starts.
No, but see, the Euro 2020 qualifications are on right now. So how would a Portugal or a Switzerland figure out what their best players are if everyone's resting?
So what?
And
ask
you're asking,
Cristiano.
You're
He
asking,
will tell you who your best players are.
You're asking players who are paid like 300,000 a week to play once a week, man. That's not too much.
Wow. Now if you pay them 600,000, you'll ask them to play every day.
Isn't that the IPL?
Yeah, IPL was cool. Yeah, but okay, let's talk about Nations League.
Yeah, I think
4 games.
4 games. One of them was entirely inconsequential.
Yes. So one of the things I noticed, because I haven't watched any, is that I obviously know Portugal won the Nations League. But it seems Bernardo Silva was given man of the match or man of the tournament.
Yeah, and he has had a really good season even in the Premier League.
Yes, but that's not what I was getting at. Yeah. I was highlighting at the fact that did you look at Cristiano's
Yes.
face?
But that is every time, like whenever somebody, even if his teammate scores a goal, that's
Yeah.
the the sign of a true, like a true athlete. I would say. I wouldn't say a sportsman because
He's not
that
sport.
whole yes, the sportsman spirit
Not a
is
team sportsman.
yeah, the sportsman spirit is gone. But he always feels that he should be the one contributing, and which is you'd much rather have that than what Mesut Ozil does, right?
I don't know what does Mesut Ozil do.
That is the point. Nothing.
Yeah, but actually I remember that. Do you remember when Gareth Bale scored that spectacular overhead?
Yeah, in
Did
the
you look
Champions
at
League
Cristiano's
final,
face?
he was so upset. I know.
It's crazy. But I don't know why was Bernardo Silva. Cristiano is cool. He didn't play any of the group stages.
Yeah, he didn't do anything in the semi-finals. Semi-finals, he scored a hat-trick.
He comes on to the semi-finals, scores a hat-trick, a free kick. Like, I think after 3 years he scores a free kick. And then he scores obviously 2 more goals. And in the final they do nothing much.
No.
It was just 1-0. And it was like quite a boring match.
Yeah, the finals are pretty boring, I think.
Yeah.
But not as boring as the third place match.
Exactly. So they somehow get to the final, they win. And that's it. He's won a tournament.
Again, like after winning the Euros.
Dude, that is killer. That's crazy. And
whatever you had a lot of fans discounting, especially England fans after they lost in the semis, saying that it's not a real tournament.
Yeah, but that was as a joke. Come on, you can't take that seriously. They meant it as a joke.
No, they mean it's coming back home as a joke. Everything the England fans say is a joke now.
Yes, it is. The only thing which is not a joke is the English cricket team. You know why? It is Scots and Wales players playing for them. And
South Africans.
And who? Kevin Peterson was playing for
Morgan
them.
is a South African.
No.
Morgan is Irish.
Irish, yeah. So you have
Irish. There is one South African, I think.
Irish, Scots. Then only Jason Roy probably is a true blood.
No, I think Jason Roy is also Irish.
Really? Yeah, maybe so. But getting back to this, one other question regarding the Nations League is why for the third place game, even for a World Cup or Euro, why go to all this extra time and stuff? Why can't you just go to penalties after 90 minutes? Why torture the place? It's third place game. No one really cares.
I know, and you always have England getting caught in that situation.
Yeah, but it's not England. I'm talking about why. Why even go
I think it's unnecessary. And it's, after all the effort they've put in a semi-final.
You're asking people to play 30 minutes more in some.
No, I'm against the idea of having a third, fourth place game in itself.
Yeah, it actually seems pointless, but England won that.
England won it on penalties.
Again?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Pickford saved a penalty.
Dude, Jordan.
After taking a penalty, Pickford was like such a badass.
Dude, I mean, I don't know what your opinion is, but I think Jordan Pickford has improved leaps and bounds over the last 1.5 years.
Yeah, definitely.
He probably is in the top 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League right now. After Alisson, Ederson, it has to be Pickford. No, for me it's Kepa plus then Pickford.
I would pick actually Fabianski over both of them.
Why? Why would you?
He's had such a good season.
Better than Pickford.
Yes,
but Pickford is a badass who can score penalty.
Yeah,
and
that's
save.
the thing. Pickford has that confidence.
Yeah.
I remember he did that whole Conor McGregor walk also.
Oh yes, that was so funny, man.
I know.
Yeah, so let's talk about the semi-final. England versus Netherlands.
So again, like
Netherlands have nothing to talk about in final, but in the semi-final, England were leading 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, and due to an error by
De Ligt,
everyone's favorite.
Yes, but then
you have to see, like at 19 years old, he gives away a penalty in a semi-final, and then he comes back and he scored a wonderful header. If you see the goal he scored
between Manchester City defenders.
Yeah,
that's something. That means Liverpool would buy him.
I don't think he's coming to Liverpool.
Yeah, dude, why can't we just start rumor? No one knows who's going to go where. But yeah, the way Netherlands played, they are, if they don't...
And that's so pleasing on the eye to watch. That's the thing. Like, even in the finals, they didn't have a lot of end product, but when you saw their gameplay, it was pleasing to watch.
Yeah. And I've been reading a book about Cruyff, Koeman and Van Gaal.
Oh.
Van Gaal and Koeman hate each other.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cruyff and Van Gaal even like it. Cruyff is dead, so there's no point talking about him right now. But they hate each other. And basically Koeman's like, it's lucky Netherlands actually got Koeman, because if he was out of a job then.
Yeah.
And they obviously...
He's just been sacked by Everton.
Right? And they couldn't really afford him. So, and Koeman's dream has always been to manage Barcelona, which was never going to happen. So it's just like, by coincidence, by chance, things worked out and he became Netherlands coach. And he's done really well with the team now. They have
And
like such good
you have to
players.
see, this is the team which did not qualify for the last World Cup.
And Euro.
And the Euros, the last two big tournaments. And then, they're playing in the finals of the Nations League. They will do well in the qualifications. They'll probably, and they will enter as one of the dark horses for the
Euro.
For the Euros, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. This team the players would have got one more year together. This team will definitely do well. And
again, I think there's a couple of positions where they're lacking, especially up front.
Who is the striker? Don't laugh, dude. I'm seriously asking.
Depay plays as a striker. Yeah.
Memphis had a great season with Lyon.
But again, he's not like a proper striker, right?
He's not. But come on, I've watched some of the Ligue 1 games.
No, Memphis is good, but he's being played out of position. Then again, the problem is that he's supported by Ryan Babel still.
Yeah, but even in Lyon, Memphis generally plays either
as
on the
false
left,
nine.
left or right behind the striker.
Yeah.
That's what he plays, and he's had from when he's left United. He's
had a wonderful season.
He's actually took like 2-3 months to get going, but he's actually had quite a good season. So Memphis is not bad at all.
No, but Memphis as striker is a waste of Memphis, I think.
I think they'll get that guy, Kluivert's son, Justin.
I think he's just too young and too raw.
Bhai, everyone in the Netherlands is young.
No, but not in the national team, right?
Daley Blind will bring the average up, and Daley Blind and Babel. But then, Netherlands is great, but England. Man, but I
still don't buy into the England hype. I know they've made 2 semi-finals now.
You don't have to buy into the hype, but you have to say that Southgate and that team somehow fit together quite well, and it looks like Southgate, he is like the good manager for this team.
England have been they've had a lot of young players coming through, but again, I don't agree with Southgate's decisions more or less.
Like what?
He's still playing Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer is good?
No, he's not.
Come on.
You consider the talent you have in that squad, man.
Okay, who would you play other than Eric Dyer?
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice played
No, he played in the semis. He didn't play in the third place game.
Who cares for third place game? Semis he played, and as Arush would point out, the best player of England is playing in
the semis he did not play Alexander Arnold.
Really?
Yeah.
But is Alexander Arnold? Oh, he's English. Robertson is Scottish, right? So confusing it is. Yeah. So that's about England. But I think England will do. One thing we need to talk about is fans. Remember when we were going to Russia?
We were so scared.
We are generally scared in life about everything, but that's not the point. When we were going to Russia, the reports we're reading, what about racism? Putin is cracking down on all these hooligans. You guys need to be careful, and brown skin, whatever. We went to Russia, it was absolutely fine.
I think you were called Bangladeshi like 5 times.
Given that the amount I support Shakib Ul Hasan, I may as well just be called a Bangladeshi. So that's okay. Yeah, but they were nice to me still. I'm talking about racist angle, not nationality. Yeah, but having said all of that,
and again, so the whole that the hype that's being made about England fans and they don't travel well. I remember when we had seen that England-Panama game, I was lost out of my mind. I have spent 15 minutes away from my seats with a bunch of England fans.
Arsenal fans.
With a bunch of Arsenal fans. And it was so fun.
No, I think in Russia they were alright because they were also, and they were less in number.
Yeah.
And you don't find this problem when English club people go to
especially when you go to France and Portugal. And
like you didn't see any problem with Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester, traveling fans. What happens to English fans when they don't go to Eastern Europe? Like, what happens mentally? Like, do they just... So, what happened to these English fans when they don't travel in Eastern Europe? Like, do they go crazy, mental? Why do they behave like this?
It's, from what I've been reading, it's considered more of, like a weekend getaway where you go out with the boys and...
Dude, that whole Russia trip was a boys' getaway for us.
No, but in Russia, you have to be careful, right? If you step on the wrong side of the law, you'd never know. You might not come out of a prison.
Are you saying that people from other countries like Germany, France, or Spain, they don't have weekend getaways?
No, they do, but...
And what's with all these war songs they go and sing?
Yeah, it's the British lads.
Weird.
Oi, lads.
Oi, lads is alright, dude.
No, it's the lads behavior, man.
Did you see some of the songs they sang?
I know. It's basically like...
England fans, why do they behave weird when they go, lads? What's this lads business? And why are they singing war songs?
No, it's basically like, when you send a bunch of Indian dudes to go out together.
Dude.
Yeah, you can equate that behavior.
You are not going to sing that we are going to kill the Portuguese or some shit like that.
I mean, like, India has never won any wars.
3 against Pakistan.
And you would have people singing a lot of songs about Pakistanis. You'll see that in England this weekend as well.
Oh yeah, maybe, but it's I don't know. Whenever Indians or Pakistanis also sing, vice versa, it seems like banter. When English guys sing, it doesn't seem. It just seems that their racist and colonial mentality just kicks in. It feels to me that
they did rule over the entire world, right?
So I know. I don't think they're over it. So
they're not.
Oh God. Anyway, and Portugal. What do we say? There's nothing to say. They're just winning tournaments. Bernardo Silva is kick-ass.
They're not a spectacular team. I don't think they'll be anyone's favourites even in the Euros. Like for a neutral fan, but they get the business done.
Is Jose Font still playing?
Yes.
Oh, he had a really good season in France.
Yeah.
And now
he's won another trophy.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. That was the Nations League. That's it, right? There's nothing else in men's football.
Yeah.
Khatam. Sure.
No, the Euro qualifiers are on now.
Till when? What is this going on? When will we are done. This is our last episode. Whatever you have to say about Euro qualifiers, say it in the next 30 seconds.
It's just started, like only 3 games in. I've been watching those games as well.
Don't you have anything else to do?
No.
Did you watch Germany versus Belarus and what Manuel Neuer did?
No, and that I saw what Manuel Neuer did, but that time I was watching some other game. What game was I watching at that time?
Some Women's World Cup game.
Yeah, I think I was watching... Yeah, I was watching the Women's World Cup.
Alright, so let's then take a break right now. Yeah. Let's get our friend Arush on the phone and let's talk about the Women's World Cup. You've been watching Women's World Cup.
I've been watching the games,
Thank God, there are 2 people to talk about it now. Alright, stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hey everybody, welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Speaking of social media, one of the things that we really enjoy doing is we love seeing screenshots of people listening to our shows. So if you're listening to something and you want to let us know what you think about things, just take a screenshot, post it to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, and tag us, and we'll tag you back, and we'll talk to you, and we'll let you know what we think or what do you think. We'd also like to thank our sponsors for this month, Savari, Storytel, and Paytm Money. We really appreciate the support. Also, on another note, an IVM-related note, we're looking to hire. We're looking for producers, content creators, audio engineers, back-end developers. We're looking for somebody in the data specialist kind of space, graphic designers. We're looking for all different kinds of people. So if you want to join one of the best places to work there is out there, then send us an email to careers@indusvox.com with your resume, and we'll get back to you shortly. On the scene and the unseen, Amit Verma is in conversation with Suyash Rai of Carnegie India. Their conversation is about conservatism in India and the role of religion in society. On Business.next by Bloomberg Quint, host Govindraj Ethiraj is joined by the founder of the North Face, Hap Klopp. They discuss his journey of founding the North Face, the challenges, his road to success, and learnings along the way. On Not Just Dansak, Present talks to Chef Viraf Patel, who works predominantly with European food and has done plenty of experimentation with Parsi food. On Equity Sahiye, brought to you by Motilal Oswal AMC, Shrey Lunkar gives us deep insight into the Indian infrastructure and capital goods sector along with host Anupam Gupta. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is joined by Rupak Saluja, founder and CEO of the 120 Media Collective. He talks about the difference between working in an international media house and an Indian media house, the set of values followed by his company, and his experience working for Bollywood movies. On What a Player, Mikhail and Siddharth talk about the ongoing ICC Cricket World Cup and give their take on it along with their predictions. On Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Janice and Anirudh talk about the true crime documentaries The Jinx and Making a Murderer. And with that, let's continue on with your show.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru and Kumar Kanav is here with us.
Hey guys.
And as we had told, we have feet on the ground in France watching the Women's World Cup. Arush, what's up?
Hey Saru, hey Kumar. All good. It's really good to be here actually. I didn't expect the Women's World Cup to be so grand, to be honest.
Okay,
no offensive.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the basics. First of all, from what I hear, every game at the Women's World Cup is sold out, right?
So I have seen 2 matches. Yesterday I saw Japan and Argentina, so it's a neutral match. And even for that, there were around 34,000 people in the stadium.
Man, that's amazing. The interest in women's game. In fact, Kumar, did you see that photo of the Wanda Metropolitano when Atletico women were playing the Barcelona women? The stadium was sold out, 68,000. This whole interest in women's game has actually...
It's very encouraging.
Yeah, the sad part of it, before we come to the good parts, is that FIFA few years ago threw Women's World Cup in for free along with the Men's World Cup. So that is why the women's game has not negotiated a separate deal. So even though the interest in the women's game is this high, they're really not paid that much.
No, but again, it's a step in the right direction, right? We'll get there.
Yeah. So, Arush, what did you know about the Women's national teams or the Women's World Cup before you started watching the games?
I knew, first of all, at least Japan for once. An Asian team is really good. I think they've been in finals last 2 times, one in 2011 and last time they lost to US.
Okay. To Alex Morgan?
Probably,
Yeah.
sorry?
To Alex Morgan?
Alex Morgan and Hope Solo.
Yeah.
And okay.
And obviously USA. Probably I was not able to think that on a global level, what is the other World Cup where USA is really good?
Basketball World Cup.
All the
probably.
games only they play.
Yeah. Baseball World Cup
Yeah.
or the World Series.
I mean, probably they don't play a lot of popular ones, but yeah, they play FIFA, and I think they've been winning it twice. They're obviously FIFA rank 1, and they are playing here tomorrow, which is what I'm
FIFA
going to see
rank
tomorrow
1?
then.
What is FIFA rank 1, dude? You may... Yeah, so they're playing there tomorrow. Are you there at the game tomorrow?
I will try and see if I can get tickets because USA probably is one of the difficult matches to get into. Again, it's going to be sold out for sure.
Really?
I mean, most of the matches are already sold out in terms of category 3 and 4. So the cheaper tickets are all gone.
Okay.
It's now only the expensive ones. Tomorrow, in which way they're playing Thailand, so it's going to be a bloodbath.
Dude.
I mean, you can expect at least 4 or 5 goals. So yeah.
Oh, so you've been to the Men's World Cup and now you're like attending the Women's World Cup. Is the atmosphere the same as what it was in Russia?
You can't compare the two to be honest. I think as Kumar said, it's still a lot of catching up to do. But I was amazed even at the stadium being sold out. A lot of people were wearing jerseys which actually had female players' name. To be honest,
what Kolaba people are saying? Kolaba Causeway sells those as well these days.
Also, coming to the one good thing this time has been, like Nike has launched special women's kits this time. So till now they were playing in the same kits which the men used to wear.
Really?
Yeah, this time they have dedicated kits and some of the kits are beautiful.
Dude, why do they wear the same kits as men?
I mean the same design. I'm not saying like
it's the same
ऐसा
design.
Ronaldo का jersey लेके पहन लिया.
I was like, physique match loose nahi
No,
pehne.
it was the same. Like they didn't have separate designs for the women's team, but they've done it for this World Cup. And I think Nike has done a really good campaign to market it in the world. The ad that they launched was also beautiful. Then there's one ad which was done by the German team. I remember watching it, which said, we had a lot of players coming out and saying that you don't know who I am, you don't know my name, even though
I saw that.
Even though we've won the Euros, we've done this and that, but nobody even in our country doesn't know our names. But that is going to change soon.
All right. So, question to both of you to start with Kumar. Who are the superstars of the women's game playing at this World Cup?
See, the superstar of the women's game is not playing in the WorldP.
Who?
Yeah, from Norway.
Hedberg, the lady who won the Ballon d'Or.
Why is she not playing the World Cup?
Again, she has a lot of problems with the whole equality.
Family issue. नहीं भेज रही है.
The equality issue. Let's not mock it. She has a lot of problems with how the Norwegian Federation has supported the women's team, and also she is not playing in the World Cup. Apart from that,
but what is the issue with her? Like why is she not playing?
Equal rights, basically, right? So the women's team don't get. It's not just about the money. The women's team don't get training facilities. They don't get the support.
Oh, so she's actually protesting against that.
So she's not played for the national team for the last 3-4 years now, I think.
So after she won the Ballon d'Or, they didn't ask her. Like she's not been playing.
She's not been playing for the national team.
Okay,
yes.
so who are playing?
I think France has a really good team. I think 4 or 5 of the Lyon players. Lyon has been
Lyon. If there is one team in the world of sport which has dominated their game for the last decade, it has to be Lyon. I think they've lost 2 games in the entire decade or some shit like that.
Then France has a Lyon defender, Vinny Renard, who's like I think 6'3".
Vinny Renard, she's the star here.
6'2" or 6'3".
Really?
She's the tallest player in the room. She scored 2 headers in the first game also.
That we saw.
Then Denmark has Holland has a couple of good players. Arsenal had a really good season in the women's team last season. So 3 of our players are playing for Holland.
And how's our favorite team, Germany, in the women's game?
Germany, I haven't followed much because I've been following the US. Then obviously Marta is there. Marta is the biggest star in women's football. She's been injured for the group stages. Now she didn't play the first game for Brazil.
I thought the biggest star is Hope Solo and Alex
Hope Solo
Morgan.
is not playing. Hope Solo is retired.
But she's still the biggest star,
No,
right?
Marta is the biggest star.
Really?
Marta for Brazil. She actually has like the proper Brazilian skill. So people say that,
Ronaldinho types.
Yeah. So like all the step overs and,
because we have to be careful when we say Brazilian skill. Even Fernandinho is Brazil. So, yeah. Arush, who are the biggest stars there? Who is like getting the biggest cheers and everything?
I think of the matches I've seen, Wendy Renard is a craze over here. I think when she scored, it was like the stadium went mad. I can't compare it to what we saw here. Chucky Lozano scored, but yeah, it was second best to what we saw there.
Dude, Chucky Lozano was crazy. If it was second best to Chucky Lozano,
That's
is
good.
still like pretty awesome.
I think the captain of French team, she's pretty popular here.
Henry, right?
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry. All right.
Henry.
Okay. And from how many other matches you've seen and been following? Who, after the tournament started, who are being touted as the favorites?
France, definitely. Yesterday was a big letdown because, and I was telling you, it almost...
It was a draw, right?
Chances of losing it.
Yeah.
It was a draw. Argentinian players were celebrating as if they have won a big match. If I'm not wrong, today I'm not sure of the score, but I think
Holland scored in the injury time, 93rd minute. So they won 1-0.
So yeah, otherwise it could have been another.
Yeah.
So the favorites are basically US, France, and Holland.
And Japan.
Yeah.
And Japan.
Wow.
England have a good team. England, like for the first time, England, they're going with some hope into the tournament. Also, England played the first game against Scotland. Yeah, where, so I was just reading it up on it. The game, it was on BBC Free. It was watched by 6.1 million people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the semi-finals and the third place match were watched by, I think, some 1.8 or 1.9 million people for the Nations League.
For the nation, yeah, obviously. You want to watch a World Cup. Why would I want to watch some new tournament if not
No,
a
it's
World
still,
Cup?
like, the women's game has not gotten much acceptability, but it's...
Dude, but we have seen over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And given how badly our respective club teams, which are Arsenal and Chelsea, doing, our interest in our women's teams has increased because they are actually doing quite well.
Yeah.
So what's the chat about Phil Neville? Is he going to bring the cup home?
No, but like they are actually hopeful of going till the quarters and the semis at least this time.
If they don't do semis, it's a letdown.
I don't think they'll do the semis.
All right, Arush, is the same opinion you have about England and Phil Neville's women?
I've actually not seen them playing, but looks like that group is now being spoken about as a group of 10 because Argentina and Scotland. Scotland, to be honest,
Scotland are actually good, yeah.
Oh, so that group is Argentina, Scotland, England, and Japan. Ah, very nice. So how many more matches are you going for, man?
I'll just watch one game, that's it, which is tomorrow, most likely USA versus Thailand.
All right. Okay. I think you and I should do a special update on the Women's World Cup next week, a podcast. So then I think by then the group stages would be decided and we'll be moving towards the quarterfinal and semis, right?
Exactly. The scene will be much, much clearer then.
All right, Arush. Keep posting pictures and enjoy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, Kanav, you think France is going to win the Women's World Cup as well?
I can't I haven't followed the game enough to say who are the favorites, but I know the top four are going to be the winners going to be amongst France, Japan and
US,
yeah.
Oh. Is Alex Morgan doing anything well?
I haven't seen the US game, to be honest. Have they played this? I don't think they've played yet.
Oh, they're going to start playing.
Yeah.
Oh God,
not sure.
I hope she does well, man. She's such a talented player. It's crazy. You think any of this Lyon women's team could get into our Arsenal or Chelsea defense of the men's team?
No.
Come on, they're way better in their positional sense. They may just make up for it. Anyhow, on that note, Kumar, say bye for a month at least.
Bye guys.
Yeah.
Have a good summer.
Yeah, summer ho gaya bhai, rains shuru ho gaya.
Still the summer.
Yes. And guys, this is our season finale, but there is no reason for you to not keep listening to other podcasts on the IVM network or catch up on our previous episodes. So if you like this podcast, please don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow IVM on social media. That's @IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to reach out to us, Football Twaddle, which is quite essential you do, because we are starting to plan for the new season and there are a few changes and in the format and few changes in terms of fantasy football and all of it, which we are working on. So this would be a good time to listen to your suggestions and see how we can better our show. So please reach out to us @FootyTwaddle on Twitter, and Facebook and Instagram would be Football Twaddle. I may come back next week to do an episode with Arush on the Women's World Cup. But other than that, I think this is it for this season.
Yeah.
See you just before the next season starts. This is Saru signing off.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that their insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Vaisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Vaisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have. Paisa Vaisa is brought to you by Paytm Money.